Alright, I am back. I'm trying not to interact with as much as I can right now, just because I want to come back to this area later. Like I said, I'm trying to not cut down on some quests here and there, depending on the scenarios, but you know, it's what required me to travel a great distance. But yeah, we're close anyway, so I'm gonna finish it here and see what I can do about the other quests I mentioned in the last video. Otherwise, I'm gonna mute myself, so peace out.
This work never ends.
If you're in the market for a reliable mount.
The guild requests your help.
I'm quite busy, can't you see?
Step up. Have a look. Sure are a lot of people.
There's an urgent task for you.
You want to make some gold, Walker?
When you live in one of the largest cities in the...
Ah, right on time. I'm joking, of course. Honestly, I feared you wouldn't come. Divination and prophecy yield few certainties. Still, this vision was clearer than most. You and I, this room, the scent of ale and wood smoke. Yes, this was meant to be. I'm afraid it's not as easy as that. I see a tangle of futures, a swirling mass of action and consequence. Every now and again, though, a specific moment strikes like a thunderbolt. Moments like this. Some dark entity stalks the oracles of Azura. Yes, servants of the Twilight Queen. My friends and I decipher visions of the future for other votaries of Azura. Unfortunately, something is abducting us one by one. Bring this crystal to Pariah Abbey. Our Rose Mother will tell you the rest. I do hope you'll hurry to Pariah Abbey. I see the other oracles, my friends, languishing in chains. A prison that hurtles through space and time, filled with Daedra and choking steam. Oh, gives me vertigo just thinking about it. All the time. Makes dinner dates interesting, I can tell you. One moment we're speaking about the consistency of the soup. The next, I'm fumbling with my spoon, rambling about talking candlesticks and trees made of blood. Ha! Haven't you a cheek? If you must know, it goes poorly. As I'm sure you can guess, the gentlemen rarely call on me a second time. I'm not sure. My parents thought me mad. Abandoned me on the streets of Wayrest at the tender age of 8. Mercifully, the abbot of Pariah Abbey discovered my gifts and introduced me to the Twilight Queen. I achieved clarity. I have Azura to thank. 2. Khanzin and Musha, both powerful soothsayers in their own right. Khanzin vanished a week ago, pruning his sugar canes. His fellow votaries told me that he showed no signs of distress. He simply walked out into the field and never came back. Musha, an Argonian, disappeared just 2 days ago. He tends Azura's shrine in Blackmarsh. It's a quiet affair with a simple shrine and very few acolytes. He went out to light votary candles near the shrine and never returned. Beyond certain. I heard their cries. Still hear them, in fact. These abductions stink of Daedric plotting. Rival princes conspire against my lady constantly. One of them seeks to blind her by snatching up her oracles. Perhaps more than one. Because you're anointed by fate, or something close to fate. I stopped arguing the specifics years ago. The Queen of Dawn and Dusk needs your help. Trust me, Azura's desires are hard to miss. She is insistent. She'll speak to you, believe me.
Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important. Watch it.
By the thousand scales of Satsakal, what's...
So I'm gonna teleport to this place and find all the things really quickly while I can think about it. Oh, it looks like someone else. Other people looked it up online too. Like the difficult thing is the game doesn't tell you like where really everything is. Alright, so let me download the photo. Screenshot really. So I got that one. There's one I guess over here. No, for sure I didn't get the one near the bottom of the map. So I have to go this way for now. I'm gonna mute myself for now, but just keep in mind I'm gonna be looking for these last few things. Just proud of myself for finding the majority of them on my own. Otherwise it's just gonna be too time consuming to do it on my own. But yeah, I'm gonna mute myself, so peace out.
What kind of monster? If you've come to bask in the splendor of my latest outdoor arrangement, you're too late. They're ruined. Cast into unsightly disarray by a barbaric vandal. Just go home and spare yourself the disappointment. My garden, my art, has been violated, desecrated by some vulgar wood elf who thinks being raised in the wild gives him the right to pervert my designs. Now he's threatening my life. Can you believe it? Not just a garden, the very art of gardening. Eslian is waging a war on Altmer horticulture. I represent everything he despises, so he's targeting my work. He's gone too far this time. planting stranglers to ward me away. They could kill someone. Stranglers are a stubborn breed. Hacking them up would only be a temporary solution. What I need is proof that the Wood Elf is responsible, so he can't do any more damage. Perhaps Eslian left something at my gardens that could be incriminating? Weeks ago, Eslian came here to convince me that wilderness should be allowed to grow unchecked and untamed, as in Greenshade. Obviously, I found his argument lacking. It wasn't long after that the tampering began. Of course, but they are of little help. Can't spare time for criminal mischief. It seems sullying our pristine lands doesn't count among the worst things all these Nebara are up to. It's obvious who the culprit is, but I lack proof, so he runs free. The Wood Elf's tampering is sloppy, careless, maybe even thoughtless. I'm sure he's left traces of his work. A discarded trowel, foreign seeds, his own dung, or whatever a wood elf uses to fertilize soil. It'd be trivial if not for the Stranglers. I am the foremost authority of the Altmer Botanical Arts. My vision has literally shaped the lay of the land from Alinor to Sunhold, and my best arrangements grace the royal palace. If you take issue with our methods, you take issue with me. Occasionally, there are always up-and-comers looking to stir up controversy or make their mark, but no one who desired any respect in the field would stoop to sabotage or assault. He called our wilderness sterile and artificial. Nature is unruly and chaotic, but he's rather missing the point. Orderly cultivated gardens are a refinement of the raw. A plant lacks the intelligence to reach its true potential. It must be guided. Those monstrosities aren't native to any isle of Somerset, and they couldn't have crossed the seas naturally. Even if they could, the Stranglers would be more widespread. They were brought here and planted deliberately among my arrangements.
Oh, I hear a breach nearby. You can't, can you? Count yourself lucky. Sounds like a swarm of bees bouncing around in a tin bucket full of sleigh bells. And sort of like that racket bards make.
You there! Come, newcomer. I have been on my feet for nearly an hour, and I have just about had enough of it. Be so kind as to retrieve my absentee husband and my dear Eustasia, so I might be finished with this so-called leisure stroll. Of course they're missing. My fool husband let our prized hound off her leash to frolic along the beach. Poor Eustasia didn't know what to make of her freedom, and went charging off after a hare. Durell took off in pursuit, and I've seen neither since. Into the wilderness, off toward that old way shrine. How far could they have really gone? I would give anything to have my precious Eustasia safely in my arms again. Find her for me, and I will make it worth your while. I should be reclining on my lounge with a quarter-millennium-aged port and Eustasia nestled in my bosom. But no, Durell insisted we take a stroll along the beach. Go traipsing off into the woods? What do you take me for? That's better left to people accustomed to such conditions. I am precisely as concerned as I need to be, but I don't see how that's any of your business. If Durell hadn't put me in this very awkward position, I wouldn't need to be concerned at all. A prized waxing terrier. It took 16 generations of careful selection to produce a breed distinct from the common Glenumbran terrier. The region is known for its impurities. I took it as a challenge. Merely a hobby, but one I excel at. My darlings have taken best in show at every show in Somerset. I have even been awarded a commendation for excellence in breeding by the Sapiarchs. Oh, my dear Eustasia! Look at her shaking! She's positively terrified! What happened? Yes. He commissioned this on the announcement of our wedding. Gaudy thing. He's dead, you say? Just like Durell to leave me a mess to clean up. Keep that bauble for your trouble. It must be worth something to someone. Oh, what a disaster! It will take weeks to get the mats out of her coat. Well, I can't tell anyone he died chasing our dog into the woods, can I? It's beneath my dignity. I'll have one of the servants return for him after I've given Eustasia a proper bath. I imagine I'll say he was killed hunting or some such. You see the doe-eyed adoration of that dog? That's the look of a creature who loves too much for her own good. Bless her. Durell was the same way, and look where that got him. I suggest you invest your own cares more prudently and move along.
You know, coral's just weird sack animal bones, right? So, this is a bit like a cemetery, I guess. Ugh, you do not want to know what their ghosts look like. Old cheese. I'll leave it at that.
Perhaps it's a Daedra. One of the Nebarah could have summoned it.
Keep your guard up. We may not be so lucky if more of these creatures attack.
Ooh, a spooky clifftop estate. What a fine place for a breach. All sorts of ghastly things happened here, I can tell you that. I'd shudder if I had shoulders. I'm kidding, of course. Mortal fear is hilarious.
Did you hear? A traveler. Don't see many wanderers out here near the Acropolis. Best give it a wide berth. There's a curse on this place. I didn't believe it at first, but once you hear that ghostly shriek, it'll make you a believer. Trust me. Ah, I see it. That look in your eye. You mean to go in there and break the curse of the Direni Acropolis, don't you? Ah, you newcomers are an ambitious lot, I'll give you that. There's a ghost in there called Loriel. She's the root of it. Some folks say she was an innocent girl, buried alive by an evil sister. Others say she was a necromancer, put to the sword. Who knows? If you manage to run her off, you'll be doing all of Somerset a favor. Just don't expect us to go in after you. So, you're really going to look into this, yes? Ifra's bones, if you adventurers aren't a peculiar bunch. I've got no orders to keep you out. Not many grave robbers dumb enough to loot this place. No offense. Anyway, it's been nice knowing you. I often ask myself the same question. Should have followed my mother's advice and learned a trade. Cobbling, maybe. I would have been a fine cobbler. I digress. The Divine Prosecution sent us out here to make sure none of the ghosts wander off. Honestly, I have no idea. So far, we haven't seen any skeletons or ghoulies straying beyond the walls. But anything's possible, I guess. Just know that we'll be here, cheering you on from a safe distance. You are yanking my ear, right? Everyone knows the Direni. They're one of the oldest, most powerful clans in Aldmeric history. They founded the Direni hegemony in High Rock back in the First Era. Not many Direni left, but their influence remains. Good question. Mara knows I'd never settled in that man and beast-infested... Sorry. Honestly, I really couldn't say. Some think it was exile, others that they were following their destiny to become the keepers of the Isle of Balfiera. Indeed. It's an ancient, weather-worn island in Iliac Bay. I've never been myself, but they say the Great Direni Tower is so tall you could see it from the shores of Glenumbra. The Direni keep to themselves now. I doubt they'll ever come back. What, cursed? For as long as anyone can remember. But the latest unpleasantness started a few months ago. It used to be that you'd just hear ghostly weeping every now and then. You'd feel chills, smell rotten eggs, that sort of thing. Now the place is packed with undead beasts and vengeful spirits. Can't set foot in there without some ghostly hand grabbing your ankles, or some such nonsense. Ugh, gives me the creeps.
So yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm mainly focusing on finishing this last, whatever you want to call it, time reach thing. I'll get back to those other ones I started. The reason I'm starting them is so that way I don't end up losing it forever, you know? So, at least this way I'll have it, in backup for now. I'm just curious where this quest line will lead with the, breaches. But yeah, I have one more. I wish it was like the Red Dead Redemption Bones quest where it would show you where you found the bones. Not where they are necessarily, it's just the last locations of them. I mean, like Arthur's notebook, I guess, where it kind of showed you where a bone was. They did that with the time breaches, something like it. So otherwise I'm gonna have to be running back and forth, spending all my money on recalling myself. But yeah, and then mute myself again, so here.
Not a lot of trade on this road.
Look, I apologize, and then I apologized again. What more do you want from me?
I am a kin lady of Somerset, and you dare address me as though I were one of you common rabble. Someone needs to drive the Malmo.
Alright, so the thing is, I could have sworn I did this. I found this one during the quest that I was doing when I was here, you know? Not sure what happened. This is just forgotten during the quest I was doing here. It's very possible. So that's why I was looking at the other places. I thought I did this one already. But obviously I was wrong. We'll find out here. So basically this whole side quest was very expensive, just to learn that I missed a step in that one place, the island. But oh well, it is what it is. I'll make that money back at some point. But yeah, I can finish it obviously right now, but it's depressing. I spent a lot of money. Probably learned some stuff too. that portals every time you teleport costs more and more money. Every time you do it, there's like a cool off point or period. But yeah, I'm gonna mute myself again.
I happen to be the only...
Welcome back, Initiate. Have you done as I asked? Are the time breaches on Somerset Isle truly sealed? Well done. Well done indeed. You already seem well versed in the cardinal virtues of our order. Altruism, foresight, precision in both thought and action. You will be a true asset to the order. Of that I am certain. Speak with Josarja. She will want to know that the augur is safe, no doubt. Yes, I know all about its sudden disappearance. You did well in recovering it. I bade her give you something, your first step on the path. She awaits you in the Athenaeum.
Thank goodness you're back. I hope the augur didn't give you too much trouble. I know it can be a handful. Now, the Lore Master asked me to give you something. The first of many gifts. The most valuable gift. Knowledge. Please, Use it carefully. When I learned my first spell, I accidentally banished a toad to the far ends of time. At least I think I did. It hasn't come back yet. Congratulations, you've earned it. And my thanks. First-rate work in Somerset. Really, first-rate. Unfortunately, we have another problem. Are you ready to set out again? Our seers detected more of these time breaches, this time in the Iliac Bay region, my homeland. The Lore Master and I will keep searching for the cause of the disturbances. In the meantime, we need you to seal them. Yes, take this map of the region, more Psijic seals, and the auger. I hope the breaches haven't grown more powerful. Stay safe. May the old way guide your steps. The Lore Master was very impressed by your work in Somerset. He's a hard mer to know, but he's always been generous with his praise. I just wish I could be a better student. Well, not in the traditional sense. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm a very proficient mage. That's what caught the Lore Master's eye when he found me in the Alakir. I just struggle with some of the deeper lessons. The philosophy. The Psijic Order isn't just a collection of wizards. It's a world view, you know? A state of mind. It's not enough to be a talented mage. You have to learn to see things in a different way. To cultivate a detached and virtuous perspective. Some days I think I'm making progress. Then other days like today, I see how far I have to go. A true Psijic would see all people and regions as equals. But for me, part of me never left the Alakir. My heart's still in the desert. Yes, I would never admit it to the Lore Master. But yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you with this. You're just starting out after all. Just forget I said anything. Be safe.
Alright, so I'll continue this stuff later on. But yeah, I had to start using just the internet and then doing it all at once, you know. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for today, so peace out.